Gentlemen, let us be honest for a moment. There is a feeling you have been carrying around, a heavy, quiet frustration that sits right in the center of your chest. You feel it when you look at the modern dating landscape. You feel it when you try to decode the mixed signals that seem to come from everywhere. It feels like the rules of the game have changed, but nobody bothered to send you the new rulebook. You turn on the TV or scroll through social media and you are bombarded with instructions. Society tells you that the old way is dead. They tell you that to be a good man in this era, you need to be softer, you need to be more agreeable, you need to be endlessly understanding. They tell you that women want a man who is vulnerable, a man who is perfectly safe. So you listen. You try to do the right thing, you lower your voice, you ask for permission for everything, you suppress that natural aggression and drive because you are told it is toxic. You become the nice guy, the listener, the shoulder to cry on. And then you watch in confusion. You watch as the woman you have been treating like a queen, the woman you have been endlessly patient with, loses interest. You feel the energy shift in the room. You see her eyes glaze over when you start talking about your feelings for the third time that night. And the worst part, you see her gravitate toward the guy who does none of the things society told you to do. The guy who is a little rougher around the edges. The guy who does not text back immediately. The guy who seems dangerous. It drives you crazy. It makes you question your own sanity. You start to think, are they lying to me? Is everything I have been told a trap? I am here to tell you that you are not crazy. You are not imagining things. Your intuition, that gut feeling telling you that something is off, is 100% correct. There is a massive disconnect between what women say they want, what society says they should want, and what their biology actually craves. We are living in a time of confusion. Men are confused about how to lead. Women are confused about what they expect from a leader. And in this chaos, most men are failing. They're exhausting themselves trying to play a role that does not work. But today, we are going to stop playing games. We are going to cut through the noise. I am not going to give you pickup lines. I am not going to give you manipulation tactics. We are going to go deeper. We are going to talk about the nervous system. We are going to talk about the subconscious signals that trigger attraction, or kill it instantly. You are about to discover the 3 things women actually expect from you right now. Not what they say in interviews, but what their skin and their soul respond to. Welcome to Mind Before Skin. Let's talk about the biggest trap in modern relationships. Let's talk about vulnerability. If you read any relationship advice today, or listen to any podcasters, you will hear this word over and over again, vulnerability. They tell you that women want a man who cries. They tell you that women want a man who wears his heart on his sleeve. They tell you that the key to connection is exposing your deepest insecurities. And on the surface, this is true. A woman does not want a robot. She does not want a stone wall. She wants to know that there is a human being inside of you. She wants to connect. But here is the nuance that nobody explains. Here is where the nice guy gets friend-zoned or left behind. There is a massive difference, a canyon of difference, between emotional openness and emotional collapsing. Let me repeat that. Openness versus collapsing. Most men confuse the two. When they hear be vulnerable, they think it means they should use their woman as a therapist. They come home after a hard day and they dump everything on her. They complain about their boss. They express their doubts about their career. They ask her for reassurance. They ask, do you think I'm good enough? Do you think I made the right choice? They project their anxiety onto her. They look at her with eyes that say, please fix me. Please make me feel better. Now, pay attention to the energy here. When you do this, you're not being vulnerable, you're collapsing, you are taking your internal structure, your frame, and you are letting it crumble. And when you crumble, she has to catch you. In that moment subconsciously, she ceases to be your lover. She becomes your mother, or she becomes your therapist. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, but wait, isn't a partner supposed to support me? Isn't it a partnership? Yes, but attraction is not built on equality of burden. Attraction is built on polarity. Biology is ruthless. Deep down, in her primal brain, she is looking for safety, not just physical safety, but emotional safety. She needs to know that if the world goes to hell, if the storm comes, you are the rock that the waves crash against. You are the immovable object. If a little bit of stress at work makes you crumble, If a bad day makes you question your entire existence and beg for her validation, her nervous system sounds an alarm. It screams, unsafe. If he cannot handle his own emotions, how can he handle mine if he collapses under this pressure? How will he protect us when real danger comes? This is the expectation women have now. It is paradoxical. They want you to have feelings, but they expect you to contain them. Containment. That is the magic word. Containment means you feel the anger, you feel the sadness, you feel the fear. You do not repress it, you do not hide it, but you hold it. You are the vessel. Imagine a man who comes home after a disaster at work. He is clearly stressed. His jaw is tight. Scenario A. He collapses. He whines. He paces around the room. He asks her what he should do. He spreads his chaotic energy all over the house until she feels anxious too. Scenario B. He walks in. He takes a deep breath. He looks her in the eye. He says, "It was a brutal day. Things are messy right now, but I am handling it. I just need an hour of quiet to reset, and then I will be present with you." Do you feel the difference? In scenario B, here he is vulnerable. He admitted things are messy. He admitted he is affected, but he did not collapse. He stayed in his frame. He took responsibility for his own state. That is sexy. That creates trust. That makes a woman feel like she can relax because the captain of the ship is still at the wheel. Women expect you to process your emotions, not vomit them. This is a heavy burden for men. I know, it feels unfair. You want to be held too. You want to be the little spoon sometimes. And in a long-term, a deep relationship, there are moments for that. But in the realm of attraction, in the realm of maintaining that spark, you must be the container. She wants to enter your world and feel your stability. She does not want to enter your world and find a chaotic mess that she has to clean up. When you collapse or you force her into her masculine energy, she has to step up, she has to solve the problem, she has to be the strong one, and the moment she steps into her masculine to save you, her sexual desire for you evaporates. It is physics. Two masculine poles repel each other. So, the next time you feel the urge to be vulnerable, pause, check yourself. Are you sharing your reality or are you begging to be saved? Are you stating a fact about your feelings or are you fishing for validation? The modern woman expects you to know the difference. She expects you to have the emotional intelligence to feel and the masculine strength to carry it. This leads us directly to the next point. Because if you can hold your own emotions, you unlock a superpower that 9% of men do not have. The ability to handle her chaos. Now, we go deeper. If point 1 was about how you handle yourself, point 2 is about how you handle her. This brings us to a concept I call nervous system leadership. In the modern world, we are addicted to logic. We think leadership means making decisions. We think it means picking the restaurant, or paying the bills, or driving the car, and sure, those are functional forms of leadership. But the expectation women have now, the thing they are starving for, folks, is energetic leadership. Let me explain. The world today is loud. It is chaotic. It is stressful. A woman's mind is often a storm of moving parts: her career, her appearance, social pressure, family expectations. She is constantly feeling the fluctuating energy of the environment. She does not need another man who adds to that noise. She does not need a man who vibrates at the same frantic frequency as the rest of the world. She needs an anchor. Have you ever noticed that a woman will sometimes pick a fight for no logical reason? Everything is fine. You are having a nice Tuesday evening, and suddenly she is upset about the way you loaded the dishwasher 3 years ago. Or she is panicked about a problem that does not even exist yet. The average man calls this drama. The red pill community calls this a shit test. But I want you to reframe this. It is not a test to annoy you, it is a safety check. Think of a raptor testing the electric fence in Jurassic Park. It throws itself against the fence. Why? To see if the fence holds. When a woman throws chaos at you, when she gets emotional, irrational, or fiery, then she is subconsciously checking the integrity of your structure. She is asking a silent question: can he handle this or will he break? If you respond with logic, you fail. If you respond with defensiveness, yes, you fail. If you get angry and yell back, you definitely fail. Why? Because now you have entered her storm. You are spinning in the chaos with her. There is no leader in the room anymore. just two people drowning in emotion. The expectation now is that you remain the mountain. She is the weather changes. Sometimes it is sunny, sometimes it is a hurricane, but the mountain does not argue with the hurricane. The mountain does not try to fix the hurricane using logic. The mountain just sits there, solid, unmoved. This is nervous system leadership. It is the ability to regulate your own internal state so strongly that it overrides hers. Biologically, this is called co-regulation. If her heart rate is up and she is anxious and you remain calm, slow and deep, eventually her nervous system will sync with yours. She will calm down, she will feel safe, and in that safety, attraction grows wild. But if you get anxious because she is anxious, she loses respect for you. Instantly, you must become the thermostat, not the thermometer. A thermometer reacts to the room. If the room is hot, the thermometer goes up. If the room is cold, it goes down. Most men are thermometers. Their mood depends entirely on their woman's mood. Happy wife, happy life, right. Wrong, that is a recipe for disaster. You must be the thermostat. You set the temperature. You decide that the vibe in this house is calm. You decide that the vibe is confident. And no matter what storm she brings through the door, you hold that temperature until she adjusts to you. This is what women mean when they say they want a strong man. They don't mean a man who can lift 300 pounds. They mean a man whose nervous system cannot be hijacked by her emotions. It creates a feeling of immense relief for her. Imagine the burden she feels carrying all that emotional energy when she realizes that she can unleash it, and you don't flinch, you don't judge, yes, and you don't collapse. She feels free. She feels like she can finally put down the weight of the world. She creates chaos to see if you are strong enough to silence it. If you pass this safety check, if you look at her chaos with a smirk, give her a kiss on the forehead, and go back to what you were doing, you become a god in her eyes. Because in a world of weak, reactive men, the man who can control his own nervous system is the ultimate prize. We have talked about your emotional container. We have talked about your nervous system. Now, we must talk about your time. This is point 3, the requirement of mission. There used to be a time, 50 or 60 years ago, when a man's value was largely determined by his ability to provide resources, food, shelter, money. If you had a job and brought home a paycheck, you were a catch. But gentlemen, look around. That world is gone. Women today have careers, they have degrees, they have their own money, they can buy their own houses and pay for their own vacations. So, if she does not need you for survival, what does she need you for? This is the question that haunts modern men. If I can't provide money, what do I provide? The answer is direction. The modern woman expects you to provide a path, a vision, a mission that is bigger than yourself, and more importantly, bigger than her. Here is the brutal truth that might hurt to hear. If you make a woman the center of your universe, she will eventually despise you. I know. Hollywood tells you the opposite. They tell you to worship the ground she walks on. They tell you that she should be your everything. But in the real world of psychology and attraction, if she is your everything, it means you have nothing else going on. It implies that your life is empty. It implies that you have no great purpose or no drive, no battle you are fighting, and a man without a battle is just waiting to die. Nothing kills attraction faster than excessive availability. You know this guy. Maybe you have been this guy. He texts back instantly. Always. He clears his schedule the moment she suggests a date. He stops his hobbies. He stops seeing his friends. He stops building his business. Just to spend another hour on the couch with her. He thinks he's being romantic. He thinks he's showing her how much he cares. But what she sees is a man with no mission. She sees a man who is easily distracted. And if she can distract you that easily, then you are not a man of high value. A high value man, the kind of man women are biologically drawn to, is on a trajectory. He is a train moving at high speed toward a destination. He invites her to get on the train. He wants her on the journey with him. He loves her company. But, and this is crucial, the train moves with or without her. The train does not stop just because she is in a bad mood. The train does not change its destination just because she suggests a different route. This firmness, this dedication to your purpose, is magnetically attractive. Why? because it signals that you are going somewhere. It signals that you are building something. It makes her feel like she's part of an adventure. Women do not want to be the leader of the relationship. They might say they do, they might act like they do, but deep down it exhausts them. They want to relax into your passenger seat, but they can only relax if they trust the driver knows where he's going. If you ask her every 5 minutes, "Where should we go? What do you want to do?" "I don't know, you pick." You are forcing her to drive. The expectation now is that you have a spine, you have a plan. "I am working on this project until 6 p.m. I cannot talk until then, but I will pick you up at 7 and I am taking you to that Italian place you like." That is sexy. That is leadership. That is a man on a mission. It shows that you value your time, and because you value your time, she values your time. If you give your time away for free, if you are always there and always waiting, your time becomes worthless. Supply and demand. So, the shift you need to make is internal. You must stop looking for a woman to complete your life and start building a life that is so compelling, a woman would be crazy not to want to be part of it. Your mission comes first, she comes second. Does that sound harsh? Maybe, but paradoxically, treating her as second to your purpose is the only way to keep her attraction to you first. She wants to be the queen, but she can only be the queen if you are the king, and a king who leaves his throne every 5 minutes to ask the queen for permission is no king at all. So, where does this leave her? We have covered a lot of ground. We talked about the trap of collapsing when you mean to be vulnerable. We talked about becoming the thermostat of your relationship. And we talked about the necessity of having a mission that is bigger than your relationship. I want you to notice something. None of these things are about being an asshole. None of them are about treating women poorly. In fact, this is the highest form of respect you can offer a woman. By becoming a man who is emotionally contained, physically grounded, and spiritually driven, you are giving her the gift of safety. You are allowing her to step out of her masculine armor and relax into her feminine nature. But more importantly, you are doing this for yourself. Do not make these changes just to get a girl. Do not do it just to save a marriage. Do it because you deserve to feel powerful in your own skin. You deserve to walk through life with a nervous system that is under your control. When you reclaim your energy, so the women will follow, the respect will follow, but it starts inside. It starts with the decision to stop asking for permission to be a man. Take a look at your life this week. Pick one of these 3 areas. Maybe you need to stop complaining. Maybe you need to stop reacting to her bad moods. Or maybe you need to find a mission that excites you again. Start there. Watch the energy shift. Watch how she looks at you differently when you stop seeking her validation and start providing your own. I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 points hit the hardest today? Was it the vulnerability trap, the nervous system leadership, or the mission? Drop a comment below. Let's start a conversation. If you found clarity here, so you know what to do, this is Mind Before Skin. I will see you in the next one.